Hey everybody! We just took a look at the Muffle Mountain set in my previous discussion. Now let's transition to another mountain for my next review. This is the Boulder Mountain set based on the fan favorite Thomas and Friends episode Rusty and the Boulder from Season 5. The first thing you might notice is that this set is very small. There are two overlapping circuits of track included. The first contains train track with an arched stone bridge and Boulder Mountain, and the second circuit is all road pieces. Both are joined by a crossing that links the two together. Now let's talk about the centerpiece in this set. Boulder Mountain is absolutely gigantic. It towers over the rest of this layout, and Boulder himself has a fantastic view of everything he's about to destroy. But before Boulder can make his grand descent, he needs a little push in the right direction, literally. The mechanism that releases Boulder is ingenious. By pressing on the rock formation near the bottom of the hill, the lever that holds Boulder in place disappears and the destruction begins. A loosely designed house that sits right in Boulder's path doesn't stand a chance as he careens down the mountain. Fortunately, the breakaway building can be reset and moved around for different experiences every time. A strong piece of string in the middle keeps all of the pieces together so that you don't lose them in the midst of your spectacular accidents. There are 3 characters included in this set that have varying degrees of usefulness. The first one is Rusty. He's the main character from the Rusty and the Boulder episode, so his presence is expected. The second one is Thumper. We need him to disturb Boulder Mountain when the time is right, so he's good too. The third character is Oliver, and I'm not really sure what he's doing here. His relevance to this layout or the episode that this set is based on is beyond me. My assumption is that Learning Curve had a surplus of Olivers that they needed to get rid of, and so they stuck him in this set as a way to fulfill that need. And therefore, we once again have 2 engines of different gauges sharing the same track. Like I've said before, that doesn't bother me, but it's certainly worth noting. The circle of railroad track that's included is not much. Rusty and Oliver are going to be cramped and constantly running into each other in this tight space. The roadway part of the set has the same problem. It's just not big enough to be convincing in my opinion. At least the engines have some hills to go over and a tunnel to pass through, whereas the road section is pretty boring and full of curves. Let's remember that this set was released in 2003. And at the time, Learning Curve had just introduced the roadway pieces. However, their inclusion feels extremely forced here, especially when the only roadway vehicle included is Thumper. For those who don't know, Thumper moves a lot like Terrence due to his sticky treads, and you either have to press down on his cab hard to get him to move slowly, or you have to drag him around helplessly to get him where you want him to go. With there being so many curves on the road section, it's hard to get Thumper moving at a decent pace. In fact, I go as far to say that it's pretty much useless trying to move him on the road. In the end, just stick him off to the side. He looks much better as a static character anyway. In my opinion, this set isn't bad, but it's not exactly great either. The small layout has both its advantages and disadvantages, but I'm more focused on the characters. Let's remove Oliver and instead replace him with Butch. Now we have a road vehicle that can actually move on the road sections much easier than Thumper. And he serves a much greater purpose to this set than Oliver, as somebody's going to need to clean up this mess. Plus, Butch even appeared in the actual Rusty and the Boulder episode, so his inclusion makes all the more sense. Still, the addition of Oliver is rather nice considering he became quite hard to find in later years. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this set in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.